Hey there, besties. Thank you for stopping by. Let's go ahead and take a look at this man out of the house rule, which allegedly created single mothers. So this is an old documentary. One of you guys sent that to me. Thank you so much for that. And I did watch it and I thought it was very interesting. So let's go ahead and take a look at it again.
Mrs. Anders, what does your husband do for a living?
He gets a job in Hayfield.
In Hayfield?
Yes.
How much does he make when he's working?
From $3 to $4 a day.
$3 to $4 a day?
Yes.
And he hasn't worked now in 3 or 4 weeks?
Yes.
Do you get food stamps?
No, because I'm not able to get them.
Why?
I ain't got them this month. They cost $70 and I don't have it.
Have you?
Wait, they cost $70 and she don't have it. So the man is in the house and he ain't working for the last 3 weeks. That's what I've gotten. I don't know who this man is, but obviously he's the interviewer. But I'm trying to understand what she's saying. Now, I understand that this is a little bit older, but damn, how old is this? It's very hard to understand. Plus, it is grainy.
Do you get food stamps?
No, because I'm not able to get them.
Why?
I ain't got them this month. They cost $70 and I don't have it.
Have you asked for any help from anyone in raising the money to buy those stamps?
You got to go buy the food stamps? Child, if y'all understand it, let me know, because I don't get it.
There ain't no need.
Why?
They ain't gonna give it to you.
Have you been down to the welfare department and talked to them, or has your husband?
No, so the last time I went to the welfare, the lady told me, said that if you have a living husband, that they couldn't give you no help.
Now, let me just say, and I'm being totally honest right now, I'm assuming this is probably in the 70s or 60s, maybe the 50s, okay? This woman is clearly not that educated. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm going to go ahead and assume that her husband is not that educated either. But that was then, right? So what we have now is more knowledge, more education. But in essence, we are making the same mistakes now that was made then with more knowledge. So make that make sense. And hopefully I made that analogy make sense. So if she went down to the welfare office and they said, you can't get it because your husband is in the house, right? There's not going to be any pushback to say, well, okay, but he doesn't have any income and I don't have any income, or I only do this and we're a family of whatever the number is. So why can't we do those calculations based off of that? She just said the man hasn't basically worked in a month. He's not going to go down there, obviously. He probably don't even know how it works. No tea, no shade. But you got people down at the welfare office back then to say, nope, he got to leave. Wait a minute. What does that have to do with food stamps? You're supposed to be calculating that based off of the total amount of people in the household and the income size. I'm sorry. Yes, the income based off of the household size. And if he is not working, then that's zero income. Maybe he gets unemployment. We do not know. But instead, they're like, "Oh no, you can't have a man in the home." And I guess we just went along with that. And in 2023, we still going along with that. Come on now, make it make sense. This is what I'm talking about. The most educated, but ain't got no damn sense whatsoever.
Even if he's not working?
Yes.
3 weeks after talking to Dr. Wheeler, Mrs. Zanders gave birth to a severely malnourished baby. 2 days later, the baby died.
And partly because of the general rule that welfare is cut off if there is a man in the house, fathers are often driven away so that mother and children can eat.
So that doesn't even make sense when you say it, okay? Because welfare, even maybe they're lumping it together, okay? Welfare is one thing. That's the TANF, that's the money. Food stamps is something different. That's what you get in order to eat. So he's just going to go equate that to the fact that the man was in the house and that's why this baby died. The way that they just said that, because the man was home, the husband, let me just not say the man, the husband was in the home. The baby died because she didn't get food stamps in order to feed her and any other kids that might be there. Propaganda much? And again, I'm not being rude to this woman in this documentary and these people, because it was what it was at the time. And I'm going to say early 70s, late 60s for this, judging by the way that they're dressed. We went along with that because we didn't know any better. I'm going to go ahead and say that, with less education, with maybe probably a 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade education, not a lot of knowledge. We are now in the information age, and we can find out anything at any time for any reason. And we're still allowing this. This is all I'm saying. This pisses me off, because this right here, I would definitely say is white supremacy, discrimination, and racism for sure. These people didn't have any knowledge. That's why for today, for right now, when I say you can find out, I'm sticking to that for today, because y'all know how to F, and you know how to get them damn cell phones, but you're telling me you don't know how to go ahead and figure out your life and make your family work. Nope. Out here calling every daggone thing racism, which is not, because I'm pretty sure whoever it is she went down there to was white. Yes, I'm assuming. You think that they weren't about giving them the best information at that time? And they weren't. We know how to talk to everybody all over creation, from here, there, everywhere, on the other side of the world, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the damn afternoon. But we can't figure out a way to work out a relationship with a man that we went and had sex with, got impregnated by, and then want to sit around and say everything is his fault. Like, this ain't the 60s and 70s and even the 50s no more.
85% of the head of household is a woman, because most of the men who should be in the household, they cannot make a decent living. And of course, it is better to know that a child will be fed 12 months out of the year than 3 months, which during the summer when construction work, you can make a decent living.
Listen to that logic. Just listen to that logic. It's better to feed kids 12 months out of the year and get the man on up out of here instead of to have him here and they don't get to eat. So you trying to tell me that if the man was working, she just said it looks like they work more in the summertime, that the kids couldn't eat? And where do these men go? They ain't going to their mama's house, because I'm pretty sure she got the same deal going on. They just out in the streets. They just out couch surfing. Where they at? So the working together to achieve together just has been out the window for the longest time, as proof positive right here. That man that they were speaking about in the last segment, though, he was a decent man. He married her.
The man in the house rule was written to prevent welfare cheating, to make sure that aid to families with dependent children would go only to families headed by mothers.
There ain't no amount of welfare that you gonna get that ain't gonna be better than if you had a man who is working. I'm talking about today, 2023. Unless you getting Dontavius, which don't make good God sense. If you out there getting Dontavius, John Quavius, and all the rest of them, and then you gonna blame them when you know Don Quavius and his brother ain't got ish, ain't never gonna have ish, or about to be in one of two places. So we've made it worse. With more knowledge, with more education, we have made it worse. And I only say we because I'm speaking about Black women. I'm not completely blaming y'all, but come on now. Outside of SA and Grape, who is allowing people to get them pregnant? Come on now. Tell the truth, shame the damn devil. Putting ourselves in these types of position in order to get freaking food stamps? Living in NYCHA buildings in order to get welfare? In order to pay low rent, waiting 15, 20 years in order to get a reduced rent, and you won't blame that on men? All these biatches that we've been watching as of late? Don't blame it on nobody but yourselves. Continuing to have babies with bums. Continuing to push the daggone man away in order to get something for the free. Instead of working for something, instead of having your own, instead of showing your children what it means to have ownership of something that you earn, not stole, not tooken.
But the effect of the man in the house rule is to create for children an atmosphere of investigation and surveillance. And thus, the welfare system in its operation turns out to be a system to make life harder for children.
Don't miss that part. It makes life harder for children. Could that be why all these gremlins is out here gremlinizing lately? Not even lately, for years, but getting worse now? All these gremlins is out here gremlinizing, and as we see in every daggone story, because you want to bring it to the daggone news media, ain't a man in sight. I guess everybody want to blame the government for this because of the man in the house rule. It's more important to get something from an entity that you can't even get in contact with or going to feed you BS and go down a path that's detrimental to your own daggone kids. You can't control them. Then they're out of control. Then we wonder why they end up in the one of two places. Make that make sense.
The welfare system helps the disintegration of the American family.
Absolutely.
It offers money to families if the fathers will leave them and stay away, in that sense undoing the very stability of the family and taking away one of the two parents the children, of course, need.
Stability of the family. So that you can see what a man is supposed to do. So that the kid can see what a man should be doing. So a kid can see what a woman should be doing. A wife, a husband, how that dynamic works. How about getting some relief when you just can't take it anymore from either one because you have a partner there to help out? How about the fact that it doesn't matter how much food stamps and or money that you get from the daggone government. If two people are working or even one with a good job, you definitely gonna get more. But even today in 2020 effing 3, you biatches is still waiting around for freaking Section 8. Would rather continue to have kids that you can't take care of. Have them live with rats. Have them live with mice. Have them live with roaches. Have them get overtaken by freaking ignorancy adults. And then blame that on white supremacy, racism, and discrimination. That's on you for improper planning, for wanting to be lazy, for wanting to be a victim, for wanting some other adult to take care of an adult who made adult decisions, but then turn around and try to say it's not my fault. Y'all don't give a damn about these kids. Y'all don't give a damn about these kids. And then you got these politicians talking about, oh, we got to figure out something to do with the juveniles. Well, until y'all cut these daggone benefits off and force these people to get out here and make something of themselves, it's not going to change. So all of us got to suffer because y'all don't want to take care of your gremlins.
And what I have seen, I'm afraid to say, all over the country is that the legal system works against the best kind of home for these children. We don't encourage parents to be at home with the children. We don't encourage mothers to feel that they can find their destiny as mothers. We take away, in many of the most vulnerable homes, fathers from those homes. We herd foster children together in institutions rather than trying to find decent homes for them. We don't tap the resources we have in communities and with respect to older people so that they can help out vulnerable homes. We don't sanction and encourage and support in every way, morally, psychologically, and financially, the dignity and integrity of the home. And in the worst of it is that the homes that are most vulnerable are the homes that are least supported by the policies of local, state, and federal governments.
Oh, so what he said was the government ain't really helping. He said it in his nice reportery ways or whatever this person is. But what I heard was the government is not really here to help you with you and your kids. It's a facade. It's to keep you down. It's to keep you without. And I'm sure some TBB will come through and say, what are we supposed to do? Eggs are $10. Everything is high. Everything is high. Everything is high. You're supposed to do without what you don't need. You're supposed to go through a time where you stop getting everything that you think that you want and worry about what your kids need, and stop having more kids if you can't supply the needs of those that are there. You're supposed to work it out with your children's father. And if Quantavious is in jail, then I guess you can't do it with him, but you better figure it the F out. But if you think this daggone government, which we can see every day with every story, with every news broadcast, if you think they're here for you with a 15-year wait on Section 8, and then once you get it, y'all think that you didn't hit the daggone jackpot, and then you can't find a place to live unless it's someplace in squalor, and you willing to do it. And you willing to do it. And then going to try to act like you're put upon. No, you made these choices. You made these choices because ain't nobody going to tell you. Then you get some other TBB to come in and co-sign, and it's yes, it's go sis. Yes, it's go sis, trauma bonding. Instead of putting your nose to the ground and figuring it out and picking yourself up. Yes, I said that. And moving forward, instead of going to the government with the programs that will help you at your income level, you would rather be lazy and get what you can get for the daggone free. Don't tell me that I don't know, because I know.
And no wonder then, out of these more vulnerable neighborhoods, we get an endless cycle of troubled, delinquent, wayward youth.
I know he not all the way back here talking about troubled, delinquent, and wayward youth, given what's going on right now. This man talking about this. Hell, this look like, I'm going to say the 60s. You ain't going to tell me that he going ahead and letting us know what's going to be happening in 2023 and beyond because y'all don't want to get your ish right because you too busy out here effing, but then you don't want to be responsible for what you produced. You don't want to do any hard work. You don't want to change your circumstance, but you want to blame someone else. Or you want to think that it's okay when Dontavious is out here doing wrong and you want to stick up for him. Out here in the middle of the night stealing cars, jacking people, deleting people in the middle of the daggone night, early morning hours, on ankle monitors, going into Walmart, taking what you want and talking about you going to be back. We just supposed to ignore all that like that's not happening and act like that's not a problem. They ain't got nothing to do with reparations. They ain't got nothing to do with slavery. They ain't got nothing to do with white supremacy. That got to do with your laziness. That's what it's got to do with. And your inability to use birth control. You know, you can go out and have all the sex that you want. It's okay. You can F all over creation and take all that pleasure. You do not have to get pregnant and have children.
Who grow up even more and become the lawbreakers of our society. Now, I don't know how you break this cycle except by starting out with your own children.
On that route, we are concerned about eliminating the inhuman, the dehumanizing aspects of the welfare system, and I could go into a lot of them, even the one where in some states the government is an encourager of desertion, so to speak, because they say in substance that one can't be on welfare if there's a man in the house. I mean, if there is a man in the house, and often out of humanitarian concern, fathers have left home in order for their children to get meat and bread.
Y'all didn't have Martin Luther King telling y'all, and you still wasn't listening, but you still want to act like you didn't know. Child, please, please. So this is clearly at least in the 60s. Y'all had Martin Luther King letting y'all know, and you still decided to go with the government. But somehow, some way, we supposed to have all the empathy and sympathy.
so many dehumanizing elements in the welfare system that we are concerned about removing. Ultimately, we are concerned about a guaranteed annual income. And the other thing I think is very necessary to say is that everybody's on welfare in this country. And when it comes to black people and poor people, we just call it something else. When it's for white people and rich, we call it subsidies.
Shout out to Go Black to Africa for the video and Hezekiah News, which I will link both of them in this video. Feel free to go check them out and follow them. But you can't even listen to Martin Luther King. You won't listen to anybody that's just trying to say that this is not working. You don't care about your daggone kids. You allow them to be out here doing whatever, talking sugar on the iced tea about all black men. Who the hell is getting you pregnant if you don't like black men? Because I don't see a lot of mulattoes running around here. I see a lot of nappy-headed Dontavius and Quantavius is running around here. Make that make sense. I can't. This is half damn crazy. Mental health help is necessary, even though I'm really not blaming it on that. But we need a lot of freaking counseling, because if this can't be seen through your eyes, the fact that the government is not doing anything to help you, and the fact that you are just being lazy while creating a turbulent life for yourself by having kid after kid after kid. That's it. That's all. If you made it this far, I do appreciate you. Please consider subscribing. I will see you all in the next one.